Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. This is Marilyn Gill. Listen, guys, I'm going to give you a quick recap of part 2, episode 2, Sistas. But before I do that, let me just remind everyone who has not subscribed to my channel to do so now. Now, picking up where we left off, all of the girls are at lunch except Sabrina, so she finally arrives. And Andy just tells her, "You late, so we got to get back to work." And Sabrina begins to tell the girls what happened at the lunch with Calvin and Lance. So she blurts out that he kissed a man. Calvin kissed Lance. And Andy tells Sabrina, "Oh, girl, we got time." So she, spills the beans, tells all the girls what's going on, that Lance came in with his white heels on and a head wrap, and his eyebrows was arched. And the girls are just trying to muffle their laugh, because they just can't imagine this is the same guy that they met last night at this celebration. So, Sabrina is imitating Lance and Calvin, and that Lance was telling Calvin the last time he saw him, he was in so much pain. So they're like looking and laughing like, well, what is that? What is that meaning? So the conversation kind of changes back to Andy, and they asked her, was she still thinking about breaking off with Calvin? Well, Danny tells Andy, he's fine, and the sex is good. Like, what's the problem? Now that shows you the character of Danny. She's not talking about how loyal the man is, his character, can he be trusted, and none of that. She's just concentrating on his good looks, and the sex was good. So Sabrina reminds Danny of the crazy way that she was acting when her man got caught cheating, or who she thought he was cheating with. And they mentioned that Danny broke the lady's hip or something like that. And Danny is saying, well, nobody told her to wear red bottoms, they were heels. And they all quickly tell her the lady was 70 years old. And Danny tells them, well, she looked young from the behind. So just to give you a visual of Danny, she resembles Tawanda Braxton to me. Now, the next scene, Sabrina is back at the bank, and her coworker kind of grills her about the meeting, about the lunch, and Sabrina asked him, is it wrong for her to assume? No, Sabrina asked him, I'm sorry, coworker is a him. Is it wrong to assume that a man is gay because he has gay friends? And he basically tell her that's ignorant, but it doesn't matter if his friend is a lesbo. Now, this is the way they talking on this series. And he just says that, then he says, tell Extravaganza. And Sabrina said, who is Extravaganza? And he tells her, that is my drag name. So we have all suspected, with the different things that he has said. And I think his name is Maurice, saying that he wants to take me out. But he just comes out with it right now. Okay, that's his drag name, Extravaganza. So she tells Maurice that Maurice asks, what's his name? And she says, Lance. So Maurice says, okay, is it Lance or is it Lance? So when Sabrina told him the story that they kissed on the lips, he told her, yeah, he's gay. He's like a unicorn picnic basket, whatever that means. I didn't get that, guys, but that's what he tells her. That went right over my head. Now, Maurice tells her, just ask him. So she said she asked him, or she went around the block to ask him, roundabout way, and he said he's straight. So Maurice asked her, is he straight, or is he straight with a twist? And Sabrina asked her coworker Maurice, is it any way that he could find out whether he's gay or not? Now, the next scene, it switches scenes. The next scene is Andy is in her office and her boss comes in. She tells her boss that she can't represent the client, Jasmine Barnes. He tells her the client that she is referring to, it was referred to her by one of the elite of the South, and tells her, in other words, fix it. She tells her boss that she knows her husband, and he says, how? He asks, and then he looks at her and says, okay, I see. He tells her to go home, and Andy asks, am I fired? And he tells her, no, but you should go home and think about what I said. That the conflict is really a conflict? Is it really a conflict? And as he walks out of the office, he turns his head and he tells her, we never had this conversation. Then he walks out. Now it shows me what I always knew. Money is the motivator in many instances. He's not caring about her having an affair with this woman's husband. He's only caring that they get this contract. And let me remind you, they made millions. Andy made millions for this firm, to the point that her take was $800,000. Okay, so let's skip over another scene because it's kind of redundant with Danny being at the airport and confronting her friend's man, the one that cheated and gave her an STD. We're going to just skate over that. Now there's a scene where Karen is at a convenience store and meets this guy. Aaron Carter is his name, and he sees her and he introduces himself. So that's how I know his name is Aaron Carter, because he introduced himself. Now she's standoffish and kind of short with him and not really wanting to be bothered. So he gets offended and tells her that that's why she's single. So she calls him an a-hole and to watch who he's talking to. He tells her, you do the same with your rude behind. Again, he used the A word. He called her, he didn't call her, he said with her rude ass. I'll just cut to the chase and tell you. And he tells her the way she acts, that's why he dates white women. Okay, now when he says that, it seemed like every black woman in the store heard that and stepped in the aisle to see what was going to happen next. Like, I dare you, go. They were looking at him like, when he said that's why he dates white women. Oh, they were, all the black women in the store came. Because they didn't come, I don't think they came just to listen. Like, girlfriend, do you need any help? So it looks like they really wanted to assist Karen if she needed it. I must say, it looks like that they all believe in the sisterhood. Now, he tells Karen, I try to give a black woman a chance. A chance? Wait a minute. You never had a chance before you walked up here. Some of us have a so-called attitude because we have to deal with your sorry asses. We have to dumb ourselves down like we're weak so you asses can feel strong. We have to dumb ourselves down so your egos can be inflated when all we want to do is be us. And she walks away. Now, one of the women spectators tells him, what is she? Let me put it a nice way. Bye, MF. That's what she says. Now, at that time, all the ladies clap and laugh at him as he walks away. Now, the next scene, I'll get back to that. The next scene, Andy is driving home from work and gets a message from Gary that he's out of town for business. Now, remember that because we're going to refer back to something that part is going to be very important. So remember that fact that Gary calls Andy to say he is out of town. Okay. Next scene, back to the guy in the convenience store, Aaron Carter. Guys, when he said his name, I wanted to call him Clarence Carter. You know, I'll be stroking. You guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. Clarence Carter. Name of the song is I'll Be Stroking. Okay. Now, Aaron walks over to Karen's car and knocks on the window, and he noticed that she's eating ice cream. So he apologizes to her, and she tells him, that's good to know, now be gone. And he tells her he just found out that his wife is screwing around on him, and he's just mad, and he took it out on her, and he apologizes again. Now, he tells her he'll be in his car eating his ice cream, and she takes his ice cream from him, and he kind of looks at her like, okay, now you're going to take my ice cream. But she takes the ice cream and tells him to get in the car. So he gets in and asks if they can start over again. So they introduce themselves and start talking. Guys, it's like this, the forgiveness and how an apology can be a new start. Sometimes an apology is all you need. And to me, an apology speaks volumes. All you have to do is apologize to me, and we can start over. Without that apology, you're not admitting that you're wrong. You're not taking any ownership of the part you played in the situation. Okay, so back to Danny. The ones that worked in the lady who works in the airport, the one that reminds me of Tawanda Braxton. Danny is in the airport, so she looks up and she sees Gary, the married man that Andy is dating. But she's not seeing him as a married man. She looks up and she sees Andy's man with a woman who happens to be his wife. Her hand is wrapped around his arms. Now, mind you, nobody but Karen knew Gary was married. So now Karen is seeing this. So she thinks Gary is cheating on Andy. And the scene ends there. Now, because Danny see it, all the girls going to know about this. So it's going to be very interesting to see how all of this plays out. Guys, I am late with this episode because it just kept switching scenes, and in order to get the gist of the scene, to do it justice, I would have had to say every line and what this person said and what that person said. And I just didn't want to present it like that. So I had to think of a way to just kind of show what was going on without just saying all the verbiage, everything that was said. And this person said that, and that person said this. So excuse me for being so late. I just had to try to put this in a way that it will hold your interest and at the same time tell you what happened in the scenes. And so a lot of people told me that they had not seen this series, but I'm hoping that on Wednesdays on BET, you will watch it. And then as I go along, you'll have a picture of what I'm talking about. I think if you've never seen this, you might not fully understand what's going on. But if you haven't seen it, I hope I've said enough that will give you an idea of what's happening on this. Again, guys, I want to like this. But one thing, let me tell you, one thing I do like about this is Tyler Perry, the ladies who auditioned, I like the fact that they have a darker hue than what's normally showed on TV and in commercials. The colorism that's involved in Hollywood, the lighter skin you are, the better the chances it is that you'll get a role in Hollywood. So I like the fact that these are darker skinned women. I really do. I was listening to Andy, and I won't say the show, but you'll know who I'm talking about. And he has people on his show all the time, and he asks questions. And I remember when this series of women first came on, he referred to these lighter hued black ladies, the light skinned ladies, as all being beautiful. And they were beautiful, but I sensed in the way he was talking more about their complexion. And it's the, the ladies of Potomac, the housewives of Potomac, or the ladies of Potomac, or something like that. And I watch it, so I can't understand why I can't remember the name, but they were on, he picks usually two people and it's a half an hour show. And I remember him saying that, and they are beautiful ladies, but like I said, they're all light skinned ladies. So I like this show because a lot of times light skinned blacks are considered beautiful when they have more opportunities. The colorism is real, guys. So I like this because these are darker skinned ladies. And I like that Tyler Perry has cast these particular ladies in this particular series. And so I'll give Tyler Perry a kudos for that. So I'm going to end this right now. Thank you guys for supporting my channel, for coming to watch. And let me know in the comments if you want me to continue this, because I don't want to bring something that nobody wants to know, and be kind about it, guys. Don't dog me out, just say whether or not you would like for me to continue with the recap, and whether you say you're going to, whether you want me to continue or not. I'm still going to watch it because I want to see how Tyler Perry is going to treat this situation with these 4 strong women who have problems, and maybe, not the problems that each of us have, but they have problems. And I want to kind of see how this all plays out in this series, and how he's going to have these women interact with each other without pulling hair and socking each other and talking about each other's mama. You say something like on Married to Medicine, that Heavenly, she just gets on my nerve with always talking about somebody's mama, like she don't have one. But I think that's classless and low. And we used to do that as children, called playing the dozen. Somebody say something, we say your mama. But we would get a key word. We were children. So anyway, I just want to see how he's going to place these women together, and how he's going to present them as strong black women. So thank you guys again for joining me. I will see you next time with another podcast or video. Oh, and stay tuned, guys, because I am going to make a video about the giveaway that I'm going to have. So thank you so much, and have a great week. Good night.